Hey friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, you'll find me all over this house. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen, sometimes I'm in the garden. We do a lot of decorating, some DIY projects. Sometimes I even clean out my basement. But the fun part is that I get to bring you all along on this journey. So if that is something that you enjoy, if you enjoy those types of videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, even share it with your friends. I would love for you to do that. It would mean so much to me. Today, we are, however, going to be in the kitchen, and I'm gonna share with you 3 easy desserts that you can get on the table for your friends, for your loved ones, for your family members. So the first cake I want to share with you today is one that you've probably seen before if you have been following me for any time on this channel, because it gets requested in our house quite often. It was actually one that my son requested this year for his birthday. So I made it for him and I recorded it. It is our chocolate eclair cake. Very easy. Some of you may have already made this a time or two before. So that's where we're going to start first, chocolate eclair cake. Okay, so we're gonna make a chocolate eclair cake for Alex's birthday celebration with family tomorrow night. I'm gonna go ahead and get it made a day ahead, just so it has time to sit. I like it when it softens up the graham crackers a little bit. And so first we're going to need 2 of the, I think these are 4.5 cup serving packages of French vanilla. And that's just the pudding, instant pudding and pie filling mix. You'll need 2 boxes of that. Then we're going to add 2.5 cups of milk. I have 2% milk here. It might get thicker a little bit quicker if you have whole milk, but just use whatever milk you have. You just might have to beat it a little bit longer, and then again maybe not. But 2.5 cups of milk. Now, a lot of people just use the regular vanilla pudding mix, and I have used both, but I happen to prefer the French vanilla. I just think it adds a little bit more flavor to the pudding, and so they had it at the grocery store. A lot of times they don't have the French vanilla, but they did this time, so I went ahead and got that. I'm going to give this a little bit of a mix, and then I'm going to stop using my mixer, and we'll add in an 8-ounce tub of Cool Whip or whipped topping. And we'll just fold that in and get the pudding part of our cake done. All right, and we're gonna fold this in and then we'll beat it for 2 minutes. So. I think for the last couple of years, this is what Alex has requested for his birthday. A lot of times, Tim will request it for his birthday. It's between that and the ice cream cake. I think they go back and forth between the two, but chocolate eclair is definitely a hit, and I love it because it's easy to make. I don't have to heat the oven up. There's nothing to bake. It comes together rather quickly. We are going to start putting together our chocolate eclair cake. So we're going to do this like you make lasagna, with the layers of graham crackers pudding mix, and then we're just going to top it with a can of chocolate frosting. Very, very easy dessert and so delicious. I'm pretty sure that you all have seen me make a chocolate eclair cake before, but I think it's been a while, and I thought you might enjoy watching that process again. So the second dessert I'm going to share with you today actually came out of our church cookbook, and I talked about this a little bit in our Easter sides video. I'm going to share more recipes from this cookbook, and we're going to do a whole video just dedicated on recipes from the cookbook. But this lemon supreme pound cake was one that was submitted to the cookbook, and I tried it out. Oh my goodness. If you are a fan of lemon or lemon pound cake, you are going to absolutely love this recipe. So I made it once to kind of test it out on my family. They absolutely loved it, requested it for Easter. So I made it a second time for Easter. So I'll show you a picture of that later on in the video, but I decided to add blueberries to the top of it. So it made it more of a lemon blueberry pound cake. So you can take these recipes, of course, and adapt them to your own preferences like I did to that one, but I cannot wait to share this one with you because it was absolutely delicious. Make sure that you jot this one down and make it for your friends and family. So it's my intention in doing this video on easy desserts to pick desserts with simple ingredients, things that you can find pretty easily. And so you're going to love how simple the ingredients are on this lemon supreme pound cake. First thing you're going to need is just a box of lemon cake mix. Now I use the Duncan Hines brand, but you can use any kind of lemon cake mix. You're also going to need a small package of lemon instant pudding mix. Pour that right into your cake mix. And then we are going to add 4 eggs. And I'm using our farm fresh eggs. Our chickens are working overtime right now with this beautiful spring weather. We're getting lots of fresh eggs. So if you're in the same boat as us, this is a great way to get rid of those eggs. So after we add our 4 eggs, we're going to add 1 cup of oil. I'm using vegetable oil, a cup of water, and then we're going to mix all of that together. Now I've already greased my 10-inch bundt cake pan that we're going to use today. So you're just going to want to pour this right into your pan evenly. And if you're adding anything in, like blueberries, as I was telling you I added later on, you can fold those into your cake mix right before you pour them into your batter. And then if you want your blueberries to kind of sink to the top and be a crown on top of your cake, once you turn it out of the pan, then you can toss your blueberries in a little bit of flour. I actually had some dry cake mix that I set to the side and did that with mine. But you bake this in a preheated 350 degree oven for about 55 minutes. You just want that center to spring back when it's touched lightly. And then you're going to cool this in the pan for about 25 minutes. And if you've done a good job greasing it, it's going to come right out. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. So satisfying when the cake comes right out of the pan. Now we are going to make our lemon glaze to go on top. This was actually what I felt like took this pound cake over the top. So if you're not a fan of glaze, you could totally skip this part. If you wanted to just add a little bit of powdered sugar on top, you could do that too. But we are using 1 cup of confectioner's sugar that I'm going to go ahead and sift. Y'all know I am a big advocate of sifting. I just think that it causes anything that you are making to come together and be a lot more smooth in its texture. We're going to add to that 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and just mix that until you get a silky smooth glaze. And then this is the fun part. You get to drizzle that all on top. Now I just let it flow when I pour it out of the pan. I don't try to do this perfectly. I just let it get down in all the little grooves of the bundt cake. But the taste of it is just simply amazing. So definitely give this one a try. I think it would be great for spring gathering. Of course, Easter's already passed, but Mother's Day is on its way. If you want to impress somebody, maybe even make this and give it to your mom. Here's a look at the blueberry pound cake. You'll see that all those blueberries just gave it a beautiful crown there on top. And it was so delicious. If you love that lemon blueberry combo like we do, definitely add the blueberries. So yummy. All right, last but not least, I want to share with you a strawberry 3-layer cake. I've never made this cake before, but I really wanted a strawberry dessert. And I started doing some searching through the cookbooks that I had on hand and found one. So I'm going to do a little bit of a variation to that recipe based on ingredients that I already have in the house. And I thought I would share that with you. So we're going to find out together how that one turns out. I cannot wait for my family to come home and see that we have a strawberry cake for dessert tonight. So here we go. We're gonna make a 3-layered strawberry cake. It's gonna be so fancy, y'all, but easy. And one day I might invest in those pre-cut parchment papers that go in your 8-inch or 9-inch cake rounds, but not today. Today I decided to make my own. It was real simple. I just laid out a piece of parchment paper, traced the bottom of the cake round onto the paper, and then cut it out with a pair of scissors. So you could do that so easy. Sprayed the pan a little bit so they would stick in the bottom. Okay, we're going to start this one out with a box of white cake mix, any kind you prefer. And then we're going to add to that 1 tablespoon of self-rising flour. I'm going to say that again, self-rising flour. That's a very important component of this cake. You're also going to add 1 small box of strawberry gelatin, and we're going to add to that 3/4 cup of vegetable oil. Then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of water. And because this is a strawberry cake, we've got to add some strawberries. So I've got a 1/2 cup or so of frozen strawberries that I'll let fall until they got kind of mushy, and then I just used a mix and chop masher and just mashed those up so they wouldn't be, so there wouldn't be such large pieces. And you can see I'm just measuring out 1/2 cup, and then you're going to put this right into the cake batter. You will reserve some strawberries for your icing later, so I'm just going to set those to the side. So 1/2 cup of thawed frozen strawberries go into the cake mix. I'm going to give this a little mix because our recipe specifies that you are to add each of your 4 eggs one at a time. So I know that takes a little bit longer. I'm sure there is a reason why you do that. And I like to follow recipes as they are written, especially the first time I make something. So we're going to do it this way. And it does take a little bit extra time, but there's a reason for it. So we're going to take that extra time to do this. So each egg, just add and give it a little mix. And then you can add your next one until you get all 4 eggs incorporated. Once you have everything beat together, you're going to evenly divide these into your 3. Now, I think these are 8-inch. I'm sorry, no, they're not. These are 9-inch round cake pans. The recipe does say you could use 8-inch round. It would just make your cake the layers a little bit thicker. So use what you have. The 9-inch round definitely work just as well. So I'm dividing these into our already prepared pans, and then we're going to bake them for about 25 minutes in a preheated 350 degree oven. And of course, you're just going to bake them until the tops spring back, or if you want to do the toothpick test, once you pull them out, just stick a toothpick in the center. If that toothpick comes out clean, you know that your cake is ready. And so once they come out, after, like I said, about 25 minutes, you want to let these cool completely. Now, while your cakes are cooling, it's time to make the most delicious icing. I'm using 1 stick of butter, so that's 1/2 cup. And I just cut mine into little pats of butter so that it would be easier. I did let this go ahead and soften on my kitchen counter. And then you're adding to this a box of powdered sugar. Now, I don't buy powdered sugar in the box. So I went ahead and I looked this information up, and that is equivalent to about 3.5 to 4 cups of powdered sugar. So I just kind of eyeballed it. You add more powdered sugar if you want to thicken up your icing, less if you want it to be a little more on the
the liquid side, so you can just kind of play around with this. But I did find that I used right around 4 cups of powdered sugar. Okay, next we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then we're going to add in those reserved frozen strawberries that we had thawing, and that's 1/2 cup of strawberries that you're going to add there. And then you just want to beat this with the hand mixer. You gradually add, of course, all these things until they're incorporated, and then you're just going to make sure this is smooth and to the consistency that you want. So, you know, I'm showing you the consistency there. More like the can of frosting that you would buy in the store. I guess mine was maybe a little bit thinner than that, but just you want, you know, to be able to spread it, and you want it to stay on the cake. All right, look how easy these cake rounds come right out of the pan. That parchment paper does the trick. Don't skip on that part. You'll thank me later. Now it's time to get our cake ice, and this cake is so gorgeous that it deserves to be put on a glass pedestal. All kidding aside, I had this pedestal already laid out from Easter, so I thought I would just go ahead and use it while it was out. I am not a cake decorator by any means. In fact, I love to see all the cakes that friends and family decorate, and I think they're so beautiful, and I just don't have the patience for that. I have decorated my kids' birthday cakes in the past, and it was very, very stressful. And to put myself and my family through that repeatedly would probably be a mistake. So I just like to get the icing on there and get the job done and try to make it as pretty as I possibly can. Now, I will tell you that after making this cake, I think I could have stood to put a little bit more icing in between each layer. No one else said anything, but to me, it would have added a little bit more to the cake. I was trying to, of course, like conserve all my icing, so I made sure that I had enough for the top and the sides. I'm always so afraid I'm going to run out of icing when I make layered cakes like this. I don't know if anyone else is like that. But you could add so many different things. You could actually do like a strawberry jam if you wanted to for the part between the layers. I think that would be so, so good. So I may try some different things if I ever make this again. And I probably will make this again because it was absolutely delicious.
Guys, it's been so awesome to have you in the kitchen with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it has inspired you to make some easy desserts for you, for your family and friends, even to gift to someone. All right, so be sure to let me know if you try any of these. Okay, well, that's it for today. I've got other errands to run today and things to do, but I really do appreciate you joining me and taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on the video. And until next time, friends, remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you all in the next one.